Hey everyone, you're listening to Party Time, My Golf Story with Kevin Walsh and whatever special guest he has today. You can check me out on episode 9 of the podcast. Today I'm wearing Grayson clothes while I'm out practicing because I believe in look good, play good. And follow me on Instagram, Sophia Warren Golf, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers. And the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com. Now here's your host, Kevin Walsh.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have Brandon Redding as our guest today. Now, Brandon has done a 1 in 600 million thing on the golf course. Can you imagine what that is? He is one of a very few number of people who have made a double eagle in their lives, as some call it an albatross. But it wasn't just what happened, and we'll get into what happened. It's what happened after that. What that single moment in his life, his golfing life, caused him to pivot and try other things. Starting a podcast, changing his attitude about life, having a great golf story for life, taking golf trips with his buddy, on it goes. Brandon Redding is our guest. He's a good golfer. I was on his bag on a recent buddy's trip about a month and a half ago from when we're recording, and we're recording on a Friday night at 9:40, September 26th. Now, who the hell records a podcast on a Friday night at that hour other than some podcast degenerates? And oh, by the way, that's a hint. His podcast was called, and he's going to revive it largely because of this. Did I tell you about my Albatross? Help me out. An honest call. I'm going to bring you in right now, Brand. What's the name of the podcast?
You nailed it. Did I tell you about my Albatross?
But there's more to it, like a golf podcast for honest degenerates.
There is, yeah. That's the and it's for honest degenerates. What I mean by that is we're all a bunch of degenerates golfing. I'm actually on a golf trip right now. I love golf. I love the stories, and I love everything around golf even more. And for me, it's honest degenerates just means we love the degenerates. Just be honest about it. Don't cheat. That's the only rule. Don't cheat.
I was so excited to talk to you, and then I was so flustered by where you're podcasting from right now. Where are you right now? You're in a car?
I'm in the passenger seat of I believe it's a Suburban right now, in a parking lot, an Outback parking lot, and I believe somewhere in Alabama. I don't even know where we are in Alabama, but I'm here with some buddies. We're on a golf trip playing the trail, Robert Trent Jones Trail right now.
All right, cool. And I forgot to thank my sponsors and kind of go because I got a little bit lost. We're just flying by the seat of our pants, which is absolutely fine because I suspect I know. Well, if you're at Outback, I'm cutting into eating time, perhaps drinking time as well. And we were a little late with our scheduled thing because you guys played until dark. Weather got in the way. Holy smokes! Really appreciate it. Hang out for just a sec. I want to thank my sponsors, and I want to tell you about a new thing. By the way, Party, we have a new product, Birdie Juice. And what it is, it's a combination of our number one seller, Transfusion, and Mulligan, which is lemonade and vodka. Now, a lot of people, they do Birdie Juice on a golf course. They bring their personal flask in, they make a birdie, and they do shots around with everybody. I get it. But see it from the golf course's perspective. That's lost revenue. That's stolen revenue. So what do? We came up with Birdie Juice to get out ahead of the revenue loss and to give you the fuel you need to actually make birdies. Start the party early. Try a Birdie Juice. And by the way, if you don't have Party at the golf course where you play, get in touch with the golf staff and let them know that they need to get in touch with Paradise Craft Distributors, which is the exclusive distributor of Party golf drinks for golfers, by golfers, and our title sponsor. Now, if your dream is to live on a golf course in a golf real estate community, similar to the one in which we podcast and broadcast from, Lakewood National Golf Club in the greater Sarasota area, nobody better than the golf real estate pros of Gene Walsh, Samantha Walsh, and Vince Vizzacaro. They'll get you all set up. It's a great time to buy, folks. The weather's starting to cool up north and the snowbirds are coming down. It's a buyer's market. There's inventory here and also across the street and around us. And if all that golf has got you tuckered out, then go to BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota. You can take a cold plunge. You can have a hot sauna. You can have red light therapy. You can even have a massage and unwind properly, or maybe pregame it before you get on the golf course. Okay, back to Brandon here. So you're on a golf trip with
Kevin,
your
hang on
buddies.
a second. I got paused. Like all your sponsors, I want all of that. I want the party. I'm wondering how fast you guys can get to some party, the drinks here. Secondly, I definitely need a massage and all that other stuff you're talking about at the end. And then, and then the lake. Yes. And then I want to live in a golf course community. You just nailed all of my stuff.
Okay. So you're my customer. I mean, you're the tipping point for me.
I'm 100% your demographic. Yes.
All this free advertising I've been giving everybody. It's fun. It's finally going to start paying off.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, buddy. Hey, great to see you again. How is your golf game and how's this trip going?
Well, I mean, the trip's awesome. I'm here with some really, really good buddies. Thanks for asking. But the game's good. I mean, the game was good up until today. It wasn't too great today. We lost some money, but it was fun.
Take me back though. Like, where does your golf journey begin? You're a good player. Not as good as the guys that you brought when I was with you. I mean, you had two golf professionals. You had Will and Brandon, and then there was Johnny Francisco. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? And then Brad Bruner. Brad Bruner was there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you roll with a good crew. Just playing with better players, has that elevated your game? It has to have.
Totally, yeah. I mean, it's funny. So I'm a 3 now, and I'll play with some groups, and they're like, "Wow, you're you're a really good golfer compared." Like, they're 10, 15 handicaps, and then. But I am the worst. Like out of all I'm like the worst golfer in my group, like 100%. Like I mean, typically, like just from a handicap perspective, I mean, a lot of the guys we play with are subpar, and yeah, it absolutely, like even yesterday, like I mean, we get we do like friendly friendly betting games and stuff, and it can get a little dicey, but yeah, I mean, we'll be like with my buddies, I mean they're all shooting under par, like that's pretty standard. So of course you got to bring your best, and it's not always, I mean, I look for it. It's not always there.
Well, 3 handicap is not shabby. I mean, you're better than like 99.97% of the people who ever attempt golf. Have you shot under par before? What's your career low? Take me there.
First of all, I needed to hear that today, so thank you for saying all that. But yeah, I one time I broke par. It was at Carrollwood Country Club, and yeah, I mean, I think it's so funny because I'll obviously trying to get back. You're always trying to play your best and always trying to figure out what went wrong in the rounds. And I feel like, that day when I was, I was making a lot of putts, and honestly, it didn't even feel like it didn't seem like a challenge. Like I feel like there's a lot of times I play golf and I'm scrambling and I'm just trying to get out of there without too much damage. And that day didn't feel like that at all. It just felt like, greens were easy. A par was almost like, it was just, it was very, it was more of like, can I get, can I sink a putt for a birdie? I had a lot of those opportunities. So anyway, yeah, I haven't had that feeling in a long time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither. But take me to the final couple of holes. I mean, did you know where you stood and what you had to do, and how were you feeling?
Yeah, I knew where I stood. And I mean, I think it was more of like, just think of each hole. Like, at Carrollwood, it was at the time it was my club. So I really understood all the holes and everything. It was more of like, I knew the trouble, and it was, of course, you've played those holes so many times, and you're like, I just don't want any of that bad stuff to happen. So try not to think about that. But yeah, man, it was just, I can't even really remember like if there was anything different, but it was just easy. Like it just felt a lot easier that day.
So what was the final number?
It was 70. So it was like one, like I think the par there was 70. It was like one under, I think. So it is 71 there.
Well done. Hey, welcome to the club. Albi Brandon Reddick is our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by the Golf Real Estate Pros of Gene Walsh, Vince Visicaro, and Samantha Walsh. If your dream is to live in a golf resort community like Lakewood National Golf Club, and if you want to be Albi's future neighbor, then get in touch with them. They'll take good care of you. SuncoastDreams.com, a division of Fine Properties. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try a Party. New product, Birdie Juice, a combination of Transfusion, our number one seller, and also Mulligan, which is lemonade and vodka. And if you don't have Party where you play golf, get in touch with the golf staff and tell them to contact Paradise Craft Distributors and get Party at your place, because you won't want to drink the hard seltzers and all the other stuff after you have one of those. Brandon, what's going on there? I hear a boop. Is the battery?
I got to turn the car on. Hang on one second, buddy. Hang on 1 second. Yep. Bear with me.
Fire it up.
Have you ever had a guest do a podcast from a?
No,
Chevy
this is a first, and that's why I'm wildly entertained. I want to hear this thing fire up.
There you go. All right, she's on.
All right, we back? Are you going to get back shotgun, or are you going to get in the driver's seat? Where are you?
All right, we're back. We're back, buddy. Sorry.
Brandon Reddy is our guest here on Party Time. Podcaster, his podcast, which had been around, took a little bit of a break, but he's going to revive it. Did I tell you about my Albatross, a golf podcast for honest degenerates? All right, so I've been sitting on that for a long time, made you sweat it out. Let's talk about the shot that created the podcast, and then the email, which is all about the shot, and then the golf bag swag and everything else. I mean, talk about branding. I mean, take me back to what happened. I mean, so obnoxious, but effective.
Anyway, you're one of my favorite people. Like anyone that asks me about the Albatross, I just love, like, because you got to keep in mind, especially to the guys I'm on the trip with who may pop their head in here in a minute. Like, they're so sick of this story. It's just great. So like, whenever anyone here like new, I get so excited. Even I have a 5 and a 7-year-old, and they're like, Dada, no more. We can't handle any more of this story, but it is a good story. So it is
a good story. I've heard it once. I'll hear it again, but this will be fresh for everybody else. So take me back to 2020.
Oh, Kevin, it was, one of the best days of my life. Again, I have a 5 and a 7-year-old, but then, I'm married. So of course, all those, they trump that. But it was member tournament, Carrollwood Country Club. The year's 2020. It was hot. And my buddy and I, we thought we were out of it, honestly. Like, we didn't really think that we even had a shot at it. It was a 2-day tournament. We played pretty good the first day. Second day was not great. But we, so we got to the last hole, 18, Pine 1 there. We were the shotguns. We finished on Pine 1, which is a par 5. And I hit a good drive. It was like, I had like 247 in, and I had a 3-wood, and I hit it really well. It was a good struck 3-wood. And we get to the green, and my buddy, actually I'm on the trip with, who may poke his head here in a minute, he was waiting for us to finish. He was with one of our other buddies. And so my buddy Andy, we get to the green, and he's like, did you hit it good? And I was like, that was one of the best 3-woods I've ever hit in my life. He said, well, it went way over. And so I started looking minutes. I mean, I'm to the point where I'm like, dude, where the hell's my ball? Like, what's going on here? And he was like, it went in the hole. Like, him and my buddy Nick, they had sat on it the whole time. They played it so well, and we all lost our minds, of course. But that's not even the crazy part, Kevin. We go inside, we turn our scorecard in, and then that's when they were like, all the scores were coming in. We don't have like at the time they didn't have like the digital type of scorekeeping or live scoring. So they turn the scorecards, and they're literally in there like they're like, holy. They're like, look at it, holy shit, this thing. They're like, going into that last hole, you guys were 3 shots back of the lead. So with a walk-off Albatross, we tied for the win of the golf tournament. And
okay, now stop.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Yep. Okay, so you win the golf tournament, but then you do something that I'm like, all right, go ahead, continue. Sorry.
No. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. What was that?
Well, you knew what you did was fantastic. It won you a lot of money. It won the golf tournament. It made your day. You're probably sky high with adrenaline and everything. But then you wanted to see how rare a feat it was, and you did something exceptionally nerdy. What did you do?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I had no idea at the time. Like, I had no idea. Are we good? Sorry, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you're still there.
Again, sorry, I'm doing this in a suburban.
Stop for a second. You got like a true reporter's microphone. What do you got? Like a Rode microphone?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is big. I got like a $75 microphone. You got like a $600 microphone.
Well, yeah, I knew. I'm a big fan of your show. I knew you were kind enough to ask me about my Albatross and going to have me on. Of course, I wanted to bring it. So,
all right. So what did you do? Like, because you wanted to dig and do a little research into how rare what you did was. What happened next?
Well, first of all, Kevin, so my point was like, I didn't understand. Like, I just hit an Albatross to tie for the win of a tournament. Why am I not on Sports Center? Scott Van Pelt. Like, why are we not? Like, why is this not happening? Good. My buddies are here. Yes, come on in, buds. So these are the guys that saw go in. So my whole point was I should be. I was getting frustrated because I'm not famous. Like, everyone's a golfer. Like, how rare could this be to tie for a win of a tournament? No one cares. No one cares about my golf shot, which was frustrating. So eventually it changed everything. You're asking, like, what it meant to me. My buddies are coming in the car. It's great. You're asking that. Yep. So everybody meet Kevin. All right. This is Brian.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Kevin? He's my driver.
Ew.
All right.
Yeah.
We got that's Rob back there. He's our handicap guy. He makes a lot of money because of his handicap. Turn the lights. Yep. And then there's Andy. Now that's a guy that saw it go in. He played it really cool.
I saw nothing.
He did. You Allegedly. Did. So anyway, and then this is my partner. That's the member partner. He, so sick of this. Talk about being sick of the story. They're just tired of it, right? So,
right.
So to your point, it changed everything.
So get to the data scientist. What the hell was that all about?
Oh yeah. So I got frustrated because no one wanted to hear my story anymore. So I'm like, I'm going to start a podcast about it. Sure, everyone else has a podcast. Let's do it. And it's called Did I Tell You About My Albatross? And I wanted to know what the odds were. Like, I figured out 1 in 17,000 are the odds on a hole in one. And Albatross supposedly, like, pretty common. Like, most places you check, they're going to tell you 1 in 6 million. But to be in a predicament where you're 3 shots back going into the last hole and then to hole out, walk off Albi. And then that's why I wanted to know what the stat was. So yeah, I hired a data scientist and he came back with it's 1 in 600 million. Have the white paper on it.
Yep. Where the hell do you find a data scientist? I mean, there are no yellow pages anymore. Do you just do a Google search? I mean, like, how do you even think this is my guy?
No, I don't. No, I had to go to I went to like a Upwork or something. I don't know. It was like one of those sites that you get like these freelancers. But hey, he had like a really good. I don't know. We'll have to double check the odds. Okay, I'm fine with us doing it. But it's a conversation starter if nothing else.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Albi Brandon Redding is our guest here on Party Time, My Golf Story. He is recording the podcast from the driver's seat of a Suburban with all his golfing buddies. They're somewhere in Alabama, I think, on the Robert Trent Jones Trail or whatever. Hey, man, what do you do for a living? I never asked you that when I was looping for you.
No, I'm homeless. I don't have a job. I work for an enterprise software company. They probably don't want me to tell you. No, enterprise software company, and I've been in tech sales for pretty much my whole career.
Well, tell me this. I see a lot of business. I mean, can you mix golf and business? Does it work, or you just keep them totally separate? Because I see a lot of business being done on golf courses, and I'm fine with it, and so are the people that are doing it.
Yeah, I think for me, at least in my profession, I don't see it as often as I'd certainly like it to. But I think it's kind of gotten. I would say it's probably gotten a lot less and less over the recent history, I would say, for sure.
I know you got some really good golf stories, locked and loaded. I mean, your story, I can tell, is your favorite. But are there some other good golf stories that are always go-tos that bring the house down?
Well, there's so many, and especially on these golf trips that I just love. The one that the mole trap. Thank you, Andy. Yes, thank you. And those two, yeah. So so the same group, except the old guy in the back, Rob, the handicap guy. He. So we basically, we went to a Masters. We were going to a Masters. We got practice. What was it? Monday practice round, and we go up, and we were going to play. We played a bunch of courses along the way. We played. Do you know the name of the one with the mole trap? Let's throw them under the bus. They need to fix it. Okay.
Well, it was the one across the street from TPC, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was somewhere in I don't know. I actually won't throw their name. But we were playing a golf course, and it was
it was the entrance.
We had some sort of drinks. I'll tell you what we didn't have is the party drinks. Those would have really come in handy that day. But he
should have called, man.
You should hear his sponsors are unbelievable. It's all stuff we need, by the way. But so we were playing this course. We were like 15, and I was losing. Okay, I was not playing good. And so we go to the like hole 15, and I, they're putting out because they're still in it. I'm already gone to the next hole. I'm on the tee box, and I'm like, this lady had really crazy lawn art. I'm like, what is going on with this lady and her lawn art? That's kind of interesting. And I was so checked out of golf. I'm like, maybe I should do this for a minute and let's go over here and look. So I started looking at her lawn art, and I'm like, this is kind of crazy. It looks like something sticking out of the tee box. I'm like, what is going on here? And I look at it, and I pull it up, and it's a big spiky thing. And I'm like, that's weird. And
Hey, Brant, I don't know if you could hear me. I can't hear you right now.
oh, I just had.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, we're rolling. So the Wi-Fi is going in. Okay.
Where'd I leave you off at?
I left you. You picked something off. I think it was the mole trap. You called it lawn art from a lady's lawn. What happened there?
Yeah,
it had spikes on it.
Yeah, so I pulled it up out of the ground, and I live in Tampa. Like I don't really, not a farmer guy. Like I don't know and I pull it up and I look at it. I'm like, this thing looks like it's just a big spiky thing. I'm like, what is going on here? And then as soon as luckily I had it at my face, like looking at it like an idiot. And then I kind of pull it down, and all of a sudden it triggers, and it grazed my arm. And it almost impaled me. Like it would have absolutely killed me. It's a mole trap. It's designed to kill things. And so but thank goodness it didn't. And I mean, that's just one incident. I mean, I can give you many more times where we almost killed each other. Like we almost died on these golf trips. It's crazy.
All right, just leave the shit on the ground alone. All right, and then you're fine. It's just like animals on a golf. You'll be just fine.
Yeah, they're all shaking their heads.
Take me back to the beginning though. What's your entry in the golf? When did you start? And how did it stick?
Yeah, I grew up in North Carolina, and my dad was a big golfer. So for me, what's that? Yeah, the mole trap. He just pulled up a picture. Let's show it to the camera here. Let's show it real quick.
It's like a freaking medieval.
For your audience, in case they know what a mole trap is, I had that up on my face. So
I mean, that would have ruined the trip.
it would have.
If you had died, that would have ruined it.
Like, well,
Still have gone to the Masters.
yeah. Listen to this. Listen to what kind of friends I have, Kevin. They're like, would they go to the Masters? They're like, oh, we would have definitely still gone to the Masters.
Yeah, it could have killed me.
It would have absolutely killed me, and I think they would have been fine going to the Masters.
Flat out.
Yeah, but who wouldn't be? Like the Masters is a once in a lifetime thing. We'll get you take care of, and then we'll go to the Masters, and hopefully it works out for you.
You know what? That's why I love them. That's one of my besties.
But you were saying your dad, like you grew up in North Carolina.
My dad. Sorry, yeah. So my dad got me into golf, like growing up and everything, and I think he owned his own he was a plumber. He owned his own plumbing company, and so he was gone a lot. So I didn't really have. I actually took up golf, I'd say, more seriously when I got older, in college and stuff.
Tell me about your wife.
Oh, she's the best. Yeah, especially if you seeing this. Thank you again for letting me come. No, she's the best. So, what would you like to know about her?
Does she get your degeneracy when it comes to playing golf and taking buddy trips and everything? She's supportive of that.
I wouldn't say she gets it. I think she's extremely supportive, all things considered, and I think she's a saint. They all say, yeah, and I feel like she's been okay with me taking this Albatross thing a little too far.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the podcast. I mean, so you wanted to start the podcast. I mean, it was a kind of a hoot, and then you're like, oh, I got to keep this going. And well, tell me this: was it a lot more work in the end than you imagined it would be?
It was unbelievably more work. Like I thought, it was a great, but I enjoyed it so much, and I love the game of golf and really talking about the stories around golf so much. I had such a great time doing it. It was worth it, but way more work. It's unbelievable how much work and effort goes into every episode, like even, scheduling. That's why I wanted to make this happen, because, I think the role you're showing, like what you do, man, like I think, for me, it was tough to even get like, everything coordinated, like just scheduling and like, the timing and people's calendars. It's like herding cats sometimes, but it is so much fun when, you get the guys together and it works.
Yeah. Well, without guests, you have no show, and like coordinating with people, and you never know where they're going to be coming from. Like maybe in the driver's seat of a Suburban somewhere in, in the parking lot in the Outback, and now rolling down the road to the next place that you're going.
Exactly. We're going, baby.
All right, buddy. We're getting toward the end here. Look, you're a good enough golfer.
You're good. This is fun.
Well, I ask all my guests, if you had one golf tip to give that you think could be really helpful to anybody, what would your tip be to the golfing world?
Give up. I think the lowering expectations. Like, I mean, the idea, like I've been really, fortunate since like I've like, to your point earlier, like I know a lot of good golfers, right? And they're, I find it fascinating. One of my favorite questions we would ask on the podcast is like, I actually had Eric Cogorno. He's like one of the top online, teaching professionals or whatever. And he's an amazing guy. Really, really great guest. I asked him, I'm like, what? He's coached some pretty, elite performers. I'm like, what is the difference? And he does a podcast with Nick Faldo, and he was basically saying, Sir Nick Faldo, he was saying that he asked Nick the same question. What is the difference between, the guys on tour and then that extra, like, 5, the top 10 that are always there? Like, what is and he said the difference is real easy. The difference is they can all hit the ball. They're all incredible ball strikers. They can all do the same, but really it's in between the years. And it's the idea of like when he was in a major or when he was in a really, competitive moment, he would look forward to it. Like he would actually enjoy that moment, where he said others would actually fold because they couldn't handle that extra, limelight or whatever, whatever you want to call it. So
you have to be wired differently to be that kind of a champion. And talking with Michael Bradley in the past, who won 4 times on the PGA Tour, past guest here, he said you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You just have to get they all get nervous. I mean, even Tiger got nervous. Jack Nicklaus spoke very eloquently about being nervous. That doesn't mean you can't play good golf, but can you sustain it, or are you wired for it?
Yep.
Hey man, Albi, Brandon Redding, I'm going to let you get back to the boys. I don't think I want to know where you're going. I have an idea where you're going after dinner on a golf trip. But maybe you can let me know. And if you do revive, did I tell you about my Albatross, a golf podcast for honest degenerates? If you feel I'm degenerate enough, then maybe I'll come on your show. But I guarantee you, I won't be rolling in a Suburban with my boys. But I'm glad you guys were doing it, because this is a podcast first for me.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for putting, I'm just glad to make it happen. But no, I thought, we were talking, I think, the one last, thought I'll kind of leave you with. But like when I met you, right, Stream Song, like for me, man, like we were talking about what the Albatross moment, the story or whatever, what it really means to me. And it's really trickled into all aspects of my life, at least. Like, I feel like, it is such a unique, rare thing, right? And I'm like, it basically, bottom line, made me think anything's possible. It's like now around my family, we'll have a joke about like, my son, like he's not allowed to say, we don't say can or anything like that in the house. So he'll be like, yes, I can, before he's like getting ready, anything's possible. Like Albatross, like even I got my son doing it, which is great. I heard him doing it the other day. It was just, but I think that's sort of the spirit of the podcast. And I guess my point is like when I met you out of Stream Song, you actually shared a really interesting story with me, about another really rare thing that happened. I don't know if I'm sure you've probably told your audience before about it, but I
haven't. All right.
Cool. Oh,
yeah. So
please.
I'll tell you, I was on the receiving end of an Albatross. I was golfing with my good friend, Will Riley, 3-time guest here on Party Time, my golf story. Will has had 15 or 16 holes in one. I've been there for 3 of them, but I'll just skip to the end point. So we were playing a 9-hole stroke play match. I had him 2 down going into the 9th hole, a drivable par 4, about 285. You couldn't see the green, but you could see a tree. So I got him 2 down, and I'm like, there's no way he can beat me. All right. Even if he gets an eagle, which is rare, I'm not making, and my game was dialed in at this point. So I laid up with 4-iron, wedged on in the green. I got 10 feet for birdie. And there's no way he can beat me, I think. Well, he hit a drive up by the green. We couldn't find his ball. We were looking around. There was out of bounds, very close left. And finally, the last place that we didn't look was the hole. And I'm like, Will, come on over. And he's like, no. His ball was in the hole. And then he says to me, Kev, you got to make that just to tie me. I missed it. So I lost to a hole-in-one Albatross on the final hole. Now, get your data nerd to give me some odds on that one. All right. And then we'll talk about it in the next podcast.
All right. I look forward to it, Kevin.
Hey, man, listen, really, really enjoyed the conversation. Hope you have a great night and hope you guys are safe and play some good golf. And let's keep in touch. Work for you, Brandon?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. Really enjoyed it.
All right. Big thanks to our title sponsor, Party Drinks. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try a Party. New product, Birdie Juice, soon to be released. Get in contact with the golf staff. Get it at your place. If you're looking for golf real estate in the Sarasota area, nobody better than the Golf Real Estate Pros, Vince Vizzacaro, Gene Walsh, and Samantha Walsh, suncoastdreams.com. And if all that golf's got you tired out, go to BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota. For Brandon, Albi, Redding, I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see you again next time on Party Time, My Golf Story.
You've been listening to It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers, and the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com or call 941-220-4000.